Welcome back, guys. And now we're gonna work on solving radical equations. So, for the first six problems, it's actually super easy. If as long as you pay attention, you're gonna get everything correct. There will be only two questions on the quiz, and like most of students did really well. So, I'm sure you're gonna do great. But you have to do it with me right now, and you have to really focus. So first, like from number 1 to number 6, it's very simple questions. You can solve all these problems by raising the power. So I'm gonna do first two problems and then you're gonna finish from number 3 to number 6. So let's jump into the first one. So there is square root there. So how can we get rid of this square root? The hint here is your index, which is 2. And last class we talked about how we can remove radical sign. Any idea? I'm sure you guys already know, but to get rid of the radical sign, you have to give exponent 2 to remove the radical sign. So since I'm giving 2 there, you have to give 2 there too. You have to do whatever you do on the left side, you have to do the same thing on your right side. Then now I can eliminate my radical sign. So I'll be left with just x. And then my right side is going to be 2 squared, which is 4. And you're done. That's how easy this is. So you're going to move on to the next one. You're going to do number 2. Sure you have idea what to do now. So always to remove your radical sign, you have to give the same power as your index. So since your index is 3, you have to raise your power to the third. And then whatever you do to the left side, you have to do the same thing on your right side. And then once you eliminate your radical, you'll be left with x. And then 3 cubed will be, you can use your calculator for this one. So you can type that in on Desmos and you get 27. That's your answer. So I want you to finish 6 problems. It'll take maybe 3 or 4 minutes. Pause the video and then finish it on your own. And then you guys can check your answer like in 3 minutes. I'm gonna finish up for you guys, but you should do it yourself and then use this video, just check the answer later. So do not just copy down the answer. Once you're done with these 6 problems, you can move on to the next section. Next section is a little more work, but it's also very simple. So as long as you follow along, you should be fine. The first one, you have a little more than x in the radical. First step, also you need to raise power. Because we want to solve for x, we need to get x minus 2 by self. So we need to remove the radical sign. So by raising power to 2, you can, because your index, when there's no number, that means there's 2. So your index and then your power has to match. Now you can get rid of radical. You'll be left with x minus 2 equals 7 squared is 49. And then you're gonna solve for x by adding 2 both sides of x equals 51. Now if you understood, go ahead to number 2. Try number 2. Then you can stop the video and then you can check your answers once you're done. So I'm gonna go ahead and try like all 6 problems so that you guys can check your answer once you're done. So if you have finished up to number 6, then you guys can move on to the next section. So I'll explain number 1 and we'll do number 1 together. Actually, we have to do number 1 and 2 together because number 1 is kind of an exception. So I'm gonna show you number 1 and then you'll try number 2 if you understood. So let's look at number 1. So first, only difference here compared to the previous one is you have radical and then there is one single number added there. So the first step is before you raise the power, you have to eliminate 11. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna subtract 11 first. So I'll have, I was able to eliminate these. Then now I have square root of x minus 3 equals minus 5. And then now you want to get rid of radical. Always you remove radical after you get rid of the other things. So now I'm raising power. Then you get 28. But actually 28 wouldn't really work for as an answer. So in a radical function, sometimes you have to check your answer. Like luckily on the quiz, you don't have to take your answer. But if you plug back 28 for x to see if you solved it correctly, this is going to be square root of 25 and you're adding 11. So this is going to be 16. So your left side value is 16 but it says it's equal to 6, which really doesn't make sense. So this is not a correct answer. So the reason why is you need to look at the previous step right here. Once you isolate your radical, see your square root of x minus 3 equals negative 5, which doesn't really make sense because we can go back to Desmos calculator and I can explain that way. So your equation was square root of x, was it minus 3 or plus 3? Minus 3. So you have x minus 3 inside, and then once you isolate it, it was equal to negative 5. Negative 5. Oh, I'm gonna go back. So it's equal to y equals negative 5. But those two graphs never cross each other. So that's why there's no solution. And also remember, when you have square root, your range starts from 0. So it's never gonna go down. It's never gonna be below x-axis. That's the other reason. So whenever you see square root, or it applies, you can apply this to any radical function with even indices. So for example, so I'm gonna make the my index 2 or 4 and see, I mean this time I'm gonna use 4, see what happens within my graph. So all of even index function has this shape. It'll always have endpoint, and it's gonna be only like half of the graph. It doesn't have anything below x-axis. Unlike the cube root. So let me do cube root. Remember, cube root or even like fifth root, whenever you put like odd number, then your graph is always gonna be like this. Okay, so that's another reason. But you don't have to worry about this for today's quiz. So I'm gonna move on to number 2. Just focus on solving for today. So I'm gonna solve number 2. The first step, you can stop the video and try yourself and then check your answer. And then I'm gonna move on to the next page. So we're gonna stop at number 6 and then you will be ready for the quiz. I'm going to do number 4 first. Actually, you can stop the video and then finish number 3, and then I'm gonna show the answer. So stop the video and then check your answer for number 3. Now let's move on to number 4. Number 4, so think about the relationship between 3 and the cube root. They are multiplied. So you need to eliminate 3 by dividing both sides by 3 first. So eliminate, and then you have cube root of x minus 2. Right side is going to be 5. Now you're ready to raise power. Raise power. And then you have x minus 2. Have 125. 5 cubed is 125. And then you're going to add 2 both sides. And then your x is going to be 127. So pause the video, try number 5 yourself, and then check your answer later. Now we have the last one. Try this on your own and then check your answer. You're done and you're ready to take the quiz. So now set up the privacy folder and clean up your desk. Your phone should be in front of your phone should be in the pocket. You should not have it near you. It has to be in front. Okay, and then do your best. Good luck, guys.